Hello everybody, this is the Vikstrand. Yes, today we are at Columbia River Gorge Valley, and yes, we're having a wonderful day here. What is also wonderful? Sports. What is more wonderful than sports? Sports filled with insults and sex jokes. This is BASEketball. In a sort of alternate timeline, the fine art of the good old American sports has gone, to a place to hide in shame. Baseball, baseball, American football, all these things have fallen, the athletes don't care about the sport, they just care about the sponsorships, and they don't care about the competitiveness of the sport, and they don't care about the fans, and they're all getting traded to different places, and there's nothing like your good old local team sports anymore. Anyway, our two main characters, played by the actual creators of South Park, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, feel like this ain't gonna stand. No sir, it will not stand. So they create or invent by accident BASEketball, which is basically, it's a combination of basketball, baseball, and insult. You're playing indoors, and you try to psych out your opponent so they cannot, get the shot done, and they cannot get the points and stuff like that. And you can use any means necessary as long as your opponent doesn't make the shot. In a couple of years, this turns into a nationwide sports phenomenon. But the creators of them, they have decided to not go fully pro. They still want this to be a sport where anybody can beat anybody. You don't have to be athletic. You don't have to be, really, sportish. You don't have to be good at anything, basically. You just have to be good at insult, and you have to be a slight bit of accuracy, to actually make the shots. But that's sort of beside the point. No sponsorships, no possibility of trading. All of that is gone to keep the sport pure. But evil times are coming to BASEketball, because an evil money-grubbing corporate douchebag is gonna try to, poison the sport with money and sponsorships and stuff. So how is our two main doofuses are gonna tackle this one? With beers and fart jokes and dick jokes? What do you think? Now, this is the type of movie that normally I would loathe. I would loathe this movie at any chance I had, but it works in this case. Why? I really don't know, actually. It works somehow because it knows it is good. It knows where the limits of a joke is, and they run straight through it. The psych out things are the funniest things in the entire movie, and it contains some of the best insults I've heard. It also should be mentioned that their bullied mascot, pocket-sized teammate Squeak, has the best psych out in the entire movie. He's also one of the funniest characters. Also, it's because he's worthless at anything. That's kind of funny. This movie is filled to the brim with all these, lowbrow humor that I normally don't like, but I sort of like it in this one. I don't know really why, but it is good. It works. The BASEketball sequences are funny, and all the psych outs are great. There are also some really good, sort of in-between sequences that really works. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. However, it must mention that the missing person sequence, where a character from the movie is missing and they're having a sort of a special in on how to find this guy, that's one of the funniest, under the radar kind of a joke I've seen in years. BASEketball is a forgotten, not a masterpiece, but a forgotten, really funny comedy that works just through and through. It's just hilarious. I'm kind of sad that Matt Stone and Trey Parker didn't do any more, roles after this as actors, because I think they're kind of funny. I think they work as comedians, and I think their roles are pretty funny. And it's also really fun when Cartman actually makes an appearance in one of the insults when I can't remember who it was, but he did the Cartman voice when he was insulting that guy. That was hilarious. It's difficult to fully hearted love this movie. If you can stomach all this under the belt kind of a humor, then it will go funny. Some things is too dated, but I still think that the sight of a child in a bar that gets wasted after watching Jerry Springer and having to take a shot every time they fight, it is still funny no matter how dated the actual joke is. This is a predictable movie, sure. But it is also a really fun, inventive movie that has a lot going on for itself. This is not for everybody. You will know when you watch this movie, am I gonna like this or not? The fastest way to describe it is you're probably not going to love this movie. You might like it or you might hate it. I think a very small portion of the world really loves this movie. I'm sort of a little bit below it. I still think it is really funny, although some things goes too far and some things doesn't really work. But that's comedy for you. As with any, things like this, there's gonna be a difference of opinion. BASEketball is a really, really fun, really rambunctious, really raunchy, and really out there movie. It is way better than their competition when it comes to the lowbrow humor of the late 1990s. So there you go. BASEketball is fun. It is an endearing story. Somehow you care about the characters. Somehow you do care about how what's gonna happen to BASEketball. No matter how dumb it is, no matter how silly it is, no matter how stupid it is, I'm gonna give this one the rating of 78. And what can I say? BASEketball. This is the Wikstrand signing out.